Hello and welcome to grammar class. Today's lesson is comma splices and run-on sentences. But before I explain these concepts, let me tell you what an independent clause is. Well, as you know, a clause is a group of words containing a subject and a finite verb and forms a part of a sentence. You see, although a clause is a part of a sentence, if it makes a complete sense by itself and can stand alone as a complete sentence, it's called an independent clause. In other words, an independent clause can be used as a complete sentence by itself. Now let's learn the comma splice in English grammar. The word splice means joining or combining two pieces of something like a rope or a film, etc. So when a comma is used to join two independent clauses in a sentence, this mistake or error is called a comma splice or comma fault in English grammar. Simply put, it is incorrect to join two independent clauses with a comma in a sentence. For example, today is Tom's birthday and he is throwing a party are two independent clauses here. Both these clauses make a complete sense independently. So as I said earlier, a comma splice will occur if these two independent clauses are joined with a comma in a sentence. Take another example of the comma splice. I am tired and I want to take rest now are two independent clauses joined here with a comma. So there is a comma splice in this sentence also. So it's clear now. You cannot join two independent clauses with a comma to make a longer sentence. Now that we have understood that a comma splice is a grammatical error, let's learn how to fix it. In fact, there are 5 ways to correct a comma splice. Number 1, we can use a semicolon instead of a comma to join the two independent clauses. Number 2, we may also use a correct coordinating conjunction after the comma to join the two independent clauses. The third alternative is to use a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb followed by a comma to combine the two independent clauses. The easiest way to correct a comma splice is to create two separate sentences or to transform the two independent clauses into two separate sentences with the help of full stops or periods. And last but not the least, one may also use an appropriate subordinating conjunction to correct the error of a comma splice. Now let's see some examples of how we can correct a comma splice in different ways. In the first sentence on your screen, there is a comma splice. Because two independent clauses, we are too late and we cannot catch the train, are joined with a comma in this sentence. Now see how we can correct it. In the very first correction, we have replaced the comma with a semicolon. Simple, isn't it? But see, in the second correction, we have used the coordinating conjunction so after the comma and the comma splice has been corrected. Now look at the third remedy attentively. In this sentence, a semicolon has been used after the first clause, we are too late. And to show the cause and effect relation between the two clauses here, we have used the conjunctive adverb consequently after the semicolon. But then you must also use a comma after the conjunctive adverb in the sentence. In this way, the error of comma splice has been set right in this sentence. The easiest way to correct a comma splice is to turn the two independent clauses into separate sentences with the help of periods or full stops. We are too late and we cannot catch the train are two separate sentences now, yet they sound related because they come successively. Now since these two clauses are related in meaning, we can also join them with the help of a subordinating conjunction with a slight change in their sequence. For example, we cannot catch the train because we are too late. Here because is a subordinating conjunction joining the two clauses. So these are the different ways to fix a comma splice. Now that we know that a comma splice is a grammatical error, it's important to note that the comma splice is sometimes acceptable in literary writing such as poetry or fiction. Moreover, it may also be used sometimes to join short and similar clauses. For example, he came, he saw, he conquered. 3 independent clauses connected by 2 commas here. My throat is dry, I can hardly swallow. In this piece of literary writing, we have a comma joining these 2 independent clauses. Well, up next we have run-on sentences. To run on means to continue without stopping. In English grammar, a run-on or fused sentence occurs when 2 or more independent clauses or complete sentences are joined without an appropriate punctuation mark or conjunction. In other words, when 2 or more independent clauses are joined without an appropriate punctuation mark or a correct conjunction to form one longer sentence, then it is called a run-on sentence in English grammar. Now see some examples of run-on sentences on your screen. In the first sentence, 2 independent clauses have been joined with a comma. Obviously, it's an example of comma splice, which also leads to a run-on sentence. Then in the second sentence, the 2 independent clauses have been joined without any punctuation mark or conjunction. Here the first clause has simply run on into the second clause, hence it's a run-on sentence. In the last sentence, there is no comma before the coordinating conjunction so which joins the 2 independent clauses. In this way, this sentence is also grammatically wrong, a run-on or fused sentence. Now let's learn how to correct these run-on sentences. You see, there are 5 ways to correct run-on sentences. First, we may use a semicolon in place of the comma splice. We may also use a correct coordinating conjunction after the comma to join the 2 independent clauses in a run-on sentence. A run-on sentence can also be corrected by using a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb followed by a comma. Another alternative is, if we have a run-on sentence, we may change the independent clauses into full sentences by using periods. An appropriate subordinating conjunction is also used sometimes to join the independent clauses and correct the run-on sentence. Now study these examples on your screen. There are 2 run-on sentences here. The first sentence is a run-on sentence because a comma has joined the 2 independent clauses. The second sentence is also a run-on sentence because there is neither a punctuation mark nor a conjunction to join the 2 clauses. Now we are going to see how these run-on sentences are corrected in different ways. In the first correction, a semicolon has been used instead of the comma to join the 2 independent clauses. In the second correction, the coordinating conjunction and has been used after the comma to correct the run-on sentence. In the third remedy, the 2 independent clauses have been joined with the help of a semicolon first, followed by the conjunctive adverb therefore and then a comma. Another way to correct a run-on sentence is to turn the independent clauses into full sentences by using full stops or periods. I am old and I want to retire are 2 complete and separate sentences here. The use of an appropriate subordinating conjunction may also set right a run-on sentence. To show the cause and effect relation between the 2 clauses, we have used the subordinating conjunction as here. As I am old, I want to retire is a grammatically correct sentence. So that's the end of today's class. I hope you liked the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more grammar videos and do not forget to hit the notification bell. Thank you so much.